You know what they say, there's no business like show business, and in show business, they're getting back to work. CNBC's Jane Wells masked up to take us behind the scenes.
And action.
Hollywood is back.
Our first wedding.
All of our weddings.
COVID shut down Days of Our Lives last March.
Rehearsing page 3.
But the show must go on, and production resumed in September.
It was tough in the beginning because we're accustomed to, as you are, just walking in the front door. And now we have to add about 15 to 20 minutes to stop and do the COVID testing and wait for those results to come back and then be ushered in and make sure we have our masks on.
From the top.
Besides all the testing, directors now work off stage, writers from home, and actors are barred from more than a few minutes in the makeup chair and mostly do their own.
And we can't rehearse like we used to. You said, hey, Deidre would say, Drake, come up to the dressing room. We'd sit there and we'd run lines. We don't do that anymore. We go to our dressing rooms and we're there. We don't move from our dressing rooms.
How much has this cost the production?
Executive producer Ken Corday is son of the soap's creators. Days has had plenty of crazy plot lines for over half a century, but maybe nothing matches 2020's reality.
The cost of doing business now for Days of Our Lives, as it will be for all of show business when they return or as they return, is somewhere between 10 and 15% more than it was pre-pandemic. It's onerous.
4, 3, there would be applause.
Over at the Kelly Clarkson Show, they pivoted quickly during the shutdown. Clarkson started hosting from her home in Montana, where there was iffy Wi-Fi.
I have Justin Timberlake and Anna Kendrick with me on Zoom, my first Zoom interview.
She returned 6 months later to a very different studio with a smaller virtual audience.
We had to do, I would say conservatively, 55 plans to get us back here.
Executive producer Alex Duda says everyone on set takes a COVID test every other day.
And at first, everyone was kind of standing, like afraid to talk and afraid to move. But then we just started working the problem. Like, how are we going to work with this audience? Or what's it going to look like when we start wheeling out vertical monitors?
We still have our audience here.
I would like to get back to a place where there's a live audience. I would like to get to a place where you can hug people, but I don't think that's going to happen soon.
Over at Days, they have special challenges like love scenes. Producers let the actors decide their level of intimacy.
I don't think there are two safer people in the country than you and me.
No, we take.
I never leave home. I never date. And I don't know about you, but
no,
yes, I do.
I'm doing yard work all the time. So.
Any plans for a COVID plot line?
Absolutely not. I think to keep Days sacrosanct and be able to escape to that hour a day where you're not dealing with masks and shields and protocols and testing is a relief for the audience.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Now, for us to get on those sets, the crew and I each had to take 4 COVID tests. They're not messing around. They cannot afford to shut down production again. And even though everything takes longer now and it's a lot more complicated, Shep, folks are so grateful to have jobs.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.